Alright, the game we're watching and discussing is the WGLNA Silver League matchup between Boss Gaming and Last Orchestra 5. As you see, we're here on Abbey. We spawn on the south side. This is game one of a series that went 3 battles, one draw in the middle, and 2 wins for Boss Gaming. Our whole plan of attack here for this map was to basically own the Abbey, find their push either one side or the other, like most teams do, and then put some cap pressure on them with our light tanks and try and split their force. We didn't really want to get into a situation where we were slugging it out tank on tank on one side or the other. It's been our history in Boss Gaming over the past 3 seasons of WGLNA 42-point play that this particular map is very challenging to win one side and not defend the cap at the same time. So history's told us that for our success we need to be able to defend the cap as well as hold a side. So that's why we've done what we've done here. Obviously you're seeing my T1 watching the 6 line looking for tanks. We do have our 2 light tanks from tier 8, the WZ-132 and the 1390 in the Abbey, and we are trying to control the 1-2 or slow down any push 1-2 with 2 S3s and a 5100. So the game's a little slow at the start. We're kind of looking for tanks. It does get fairly hectic near the end of the battle here. Basically right now all we see is that T1 who's looking in the Abbey for our light tanks. And I'm not really happy about him being there, so I'm at this point trying to decide how to get rid of him. As you'll see in a moment, there'll be some map pinging going on. Right now I'm telling my light tanks to shove out of the Abbey and go right to the base of the entrance to their cap at C4, try and get tucked under there, see if they can get back shots on that T1 and see if we can spot something else. Right around the time that this starts to happen, some of their tanks light up. And there we see an IS-3 push up the 8-9. At this point I know that they've now committed to that particular push. I move my T1 here up the 6 line, trying to put some pressure on them. I do spot a 5100 that was sort of mid 7-8, and the Roomba lights up at the back of their base, and at that point it's light tanks party with the TD. They push into that TD pretty hard. He does manage to get a couple shots into our WZ and leaves him pretty much limping, but our 1390 gets behind him, and it's pretty much over for him at that point. I'm scooting my T1 up here. I want to put some cap pressure on them, as I know the 5100s are coming back, and I know that their IS-3s are now on our cap. I'm well set up for that with Overwatch on the HJ 2 line. Once they start getting reset, their IS-3s start backing off. At this point, the 5100s are now coming back to base. Something happens to the Last Orchestra team here. They managed to kill their own T1 right here. It's a bit of a mistake. I'd like to think it's because I was shooting him with my T1 that made him throw his aiming off. But now we have 2 5100s at their cap. They've got 2 IS-3s at our cap, and it's a pretty much tank battle from here. Our 1390 goes crazy. He pretty much owns this entire enemy cap area. Our WZ is putting some rounds in when he can, although he's trying to keep his gun in the back. So right there, our 1390 wins that fight. He's clipping at this point, and I think this 5100 knows that, so he's coming after him. We get a good shot on him from the whiz at the back, and we managing to track him, which buys enough time for a 1390 to bug out, and at this point, this jumps me. So now I know where he is. I send the WZ after that T1. If you see the minimap on our cap, we have tank numbers, and we're being aggressive with our S3s and 5100, trying to get rid of those tanks there. Our 1390 has managed to run away enough here to allow himself to reload. They're going to drop one of those IS-3s pretty quick right there, and we pretty much have tanks on them. It's just a matter of cleaning it up. And about now, I'm setting my heavy group up the 6th line to assist. Our 1390 here wants to have a duel with the 5100, and he calls him out in a second in chat. And here comes the fight. So this is a really fun battle. There was lots going on. I wish I had more replays to show you both sides of the fight. But good tankers on both sides. Some excellent duels. It was a fun series against last Orchestra 5. We didn't manage to get them this time. We look forward to getting them again. And there's the end of the game.